Because what just leaked might end whatever's left of Scrappy's reputation and Bambi. Oh, she's not crying in the corner this time, baby. She's clapping back with court documents that got folks whispering about custody wars, secret surveillance, and maybe even felony charges. Scrappy's new ride or die, the mystery girlfriend who's been parading around in silence like she ain't got no part in this, just accidentally or maybe not so accidentally leaked private bedroom footage that has the internet gagging. Not only is Scrappy caught in 4,000 doing what many are calling evidence, but the background audio. Oh honey, that might just be what gets him buried in child support for the next 18 years. And Bambi, sis said, "Y'all wanna play dirty?" Boom, she slapped the internet with court docs so detailed, they read like a Lifetime script. Allegations, abuse claims, hidden assets. And wait for it, accusations of Scrappy using his own daughter's iPad to communicate with women on Snapchat. This ain't just drama. This is a televised execution of reputations. And we're here to watch it unfold piece by messy, scandalous piece. You ready? Let's break this down. Let's start with the obvious. Scrappy has never been the poster child for discretion, but this time, he might have just fumbled his entire legacy, all over a soft launch gone nuclear.so. Here's what went down. Last weekend, while the streets of Atlanta were relatively calm, no sirens, no shade, an Instagram story popped up that had folks clutching pearls and pressing record. It was posted by none other than Scrappy's alleged new girlfriend, who we'll call Mystery Mona because no one really knows who she is yet, but trust, we're watching. Now Mona posted a boomerang, cute little mood lighting, bed sheets, and a chain, Scrappy's chain. But baby, that was just the appetizer. Moments later, a second clip dropped. This one wasn't cute. This one wasn't filtered. It was raw, unbothered, and very much giving. I know I'm being recorded, but I don't care. Scrappy, laid up, shirtless, clearly intoxicated, saying some, let's just say, legally compromising things, and before the video could even be deleted, Twitter had already turned it into a meme, Reddit had dissected it frame by frame, and TikTok had added R&B music behind it and dubbed it Confessions of a Washed-Up Rapper. Now, if you're asking what exactly was said, oh, buckle up. In the now viral 17-second clip, Scrappy allegedly says, "I ain't even trying to see them kids this weekend. I need peace." Peace? Sir, your baby mama is literally in court right now fighting to keep your name out of the gutter, and you're worried about ambience? This one moment, this throwaway clip sent Love and Hip Hop Nation into DEFCON 5. Because guess what? It wasn't just drama. It wasn't just a post. It became evidence. Here's where it gets wild. Less than 48 hours later, Bambi pulled what can only be described as a reverse no card laced with legal venom. Through her lawyer, yes, her actual lawyer, not a PR rep, not a spiritual advisor, she issued a digital statement accompanied by a 72-page court filing, time-stamped, notarized, and dripping with accusations. Allegation number 1. Scrappy's been violating their custody agreement for months, as in missing pickups, ignoring drop-offs, and even allegedly sending his current girlfriend to pick up his daughter from school twice. The school staff allegedly had no idea who the woman was, and one teacher said, "We thought she was a Lyft driver." Allegation number 2. Financial neglect. According to Bambi's docs, Scrappy has intentionally underreported his income from brand deals, appearances, and influencer gigs. Oh, so you got money for Balenciaga slides and Casamigos on Live, but you're paying $312 in child support and calling it generous? Be serious. But the most shocking allegation? Hidden recordings. That's right. In the court filings, Bambi claims that Scrappy may have been secretly recording their private conversations during the last few months of their relationship and allegedly shared snippets of those clips with third parties. Who's the third party? That's where Mystery Mona enters again, because rumors are swirling that she's not just a new flame, but possibly an accomplice. Yep, you heard right. The streets are whispering that Mona, who works in marketing but somehow drives a leased G-Wagon, may have helped leak footage of Scrappy's private moments to certain gossip blogs, all under the guise of exposing Bambi. Except, the plan backfired hard. Because when the footage started circulating, it didn't make Bambi look messy. It made Scrappy look reckless. And when moms across social media saw him laying in that bed talking about peace, the collective clapback was so swift, even Candy Boris had to post a vague tweet that many are saying was about him. If you love your kids, show up. Not, just for court, but for their lives. And that's when the floodgates open. Ex-girlfriends, former stylists, backup dancers from music videos no one even remembers. They all started chiming in. One anonymous source who claimed to have dated Scrappy pre-Erica but post-crime mob told the Daily blog, "He's always been careless with his mess. I once caught him trying to DM to girls from my phone, and when I confronted him, he said that's just marketing. Marketing. Sir? What are you selling? Emotional damage? Anyway, back to the current storm. The footage leak wasn't just messy, it was strategic. Mona posted it at 2:37 a.m. on a Sunday morning, knowing damn well the gossip pages would pick it up before brunch. And just hours later, Bambi filed her emergency motion to amend custody terms, according to insiders close to the courthouse. Yes, we have spies everywhere. Bambi is now requesting supervised visitation only, citing concerns over Scrappy's mental state, inconsistent parenting, and his environment around unknown female companions. And that brings us to the timeline, because this footage didn't come out of nowhere. It dropped right before a scheduled custody hearing, which means either Mona is really that messy, or this was a planned leak meant to derail Bambi's momentum in court. Either way, the damage is done. Scrappy's camp has been silent. Not a peep from his IG stories. Not a fake deep quote from a black and white meme page. Not even a denial post featuring him shirtless in a gym saying God's plan. Nothing. And you know what silence means in reality TV? Guilt or chaos. Sometimes both, because while the internet is busy laughing at the memes and screaming at the audacity, real things are happening behind the scenes. Lawyers are drafting, judges are reading, children are asking questions, and at the center of it all is Scrappy, caught between a new fling who might be too slick for her own good, and an ex-wife who's tired of being quiet. So just when you thought this saga had reached its scandalous peak with that shaky iPhone footage and a surprise legal ambush from Bambi, think again. Because part 2 of this disaster, it's where things go from reality TV mess to full-blown hip-hop espionage. Now, remember that footage Mona leaked at 2:37 a.m.? Turns out, that wasn't the only thing she had stored in her iCloud. Because hours after Bambi's legal documents hit the blogs, a mysterious burner Instagram page, and I mean burner like no followers, no posts, all drama started. Dropping voice notes, alleged screenshots, and yes, even bank statements. All allegedly tied to Scrappy's shady behind-the-scenes dealings. Let's start with the voice notes. One of them, which has already been dissected by thousands on TikTok, allegedly features Scrappy on a phone call saying, "I don't care what Bambi do. I just need her to sign that paper so I can get off that child support. I'll buy her a bag or some ass if she calm down." Sir, a bag? We are talking about the well-being of your children, and you out here trying to throw around handbags like hush money. Make it make sense. Another clip has him allegedly saying, "Ain't nobody gonna check me for keeping a couple chicks around." Bambi be acting like she a judge, she ain't nobody. Well, guess what? Bambi may not be a judge, but she sure is making sure one hears everything you just said. Because according to her legal filing, which she updated the same day those clips leaked, she is now including electronic defamation and emotional manipulation in her list of grievances. But the plot thickens. Because that burner account, it didn't stop there. Nope, it went deeper. Screenshots were posted that allegedly show Scrappy texting an assistant, we'll call her Keisha, asking her to wipe his DMs before a scheduled court mediation. The message literally reads, "Can you clear my stuff before next? WK? Don't need no heat Arn." Oh, so now we're wiping evidence? That's not even messy anymore, that's giving federal energy. And speaking of Keisha, she came forward. Yep. An anonymous source claiming to be a former assistant for Scrappy posted a 9-minute TikTok explaining her side. Face blurred, voice disguised. But the story? Absolutely unhinged. She claims Scrappy instructed her to monitor Bambi's social media for mood swings so he'd know when to post happy dad content. He regularly gave Mona burner phones so she could record private convos without being tied to his main line. He once offered to pay her in crypto to lie under oath about his financial status. Crypto. Not even a Zelle transfer? And y'all, the internet went feral. Within hours, #Scrappy scandal was trending on X, formerly Twitter, with fans dragging him for treating his life like an episode of Power while having the IQ of a goldfish. One user tweeted, "This man using trap phones like he's in a cartel, but couldn't even remember his court date. Be serious." And while all this chaos, was raining down from the burner phone. Heavens, Bambi was not letting up. In a move that no one saw coming, her lawyer released partial email logs email logs between her legal team and Scrappy's, where Scrappy allegedly tried to offer a private settlement if she would agree to a temporary parenting hiatus. You heard me. The man tried to pay to avoid parenting for a few months, like it was a timeshare. And this is where it starts getting truly nasty, because insiders now claim that VH1 was watching everything, and not from a distance. Sources say producers of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta were allegedly already planning to bring Scrappy and Bambi back for a storyline, but now, after the leaks, Scrappy may have violated multiple clauses in his network contract. Apparently, one clause specifically states that no cast member shall engage in distribution of private content that may negatively impact public safety or brand integrity. If those leaked clips and voice notes can be tied to Scrappy or his inner circle, he could be cut entirely, not just from future appearances, but residuals too. And just like that, we go from messy relationship drama to a possible financial meltdown. Let's not forget this man's got endorsements, local sneaker shops, hookah lounges, beard oil lines, and while those might not sound like much, they add up. But guess what? One by one, those brands are pulling out data. An Atlanta-based beard oil company called Fresh Fade Fridays issued a quiet Instagram story saying, "We value integrity and family. We are no longer affiliated with Scrappy." Another promoter for an upcoming club appearance said, "We can't risk the drama. This event's about music, not messy custody battles." Phew. And y'all, where is Mona in all this? Silent. Not a word. Not a tweet. Not even a y'all. Stay blessed post. It's like she vanished off the face of the earth, which has fans wondering, was she really a girlfriend or a planted saboteur? Because let's be honest, who leaks that kind of footage right before a court hearing unless they're trying to stir the pot? Some believe she was working with Bambi all along. Others think she's trying to trap Scrappy for clout. But the real tea? There might be a third woman involved. That's right, eagle-eyed followers noticed that during one of Scrappy's IG lives a few weeks ago, a different woman's voice can be heard in the background asking, "Babe, you want lemon or lime in your drink?" It wasn't Bambi. And it wasn't Mona either. So now the narrative has exploded into a potential love triangle turned legal circus. Scrappy is either playing everyone or being played like a worn-out mixtape. And here's the kicker. According to an unnamed source in Scrappy's friend circle, he really thought the footage leak was gonna make him look like a victim. Like, poor me, I'm stuck in a toxic situation. But the internet flipped that real quick. Now it's bad dad energy and deadbeat diaries. And if that wasn't enough to bury him in bad PR. So, we've gone from leaked iPhone clips to burner accounts to a potential VH1 ban. But you didn't think that was the end, did you? Because what started as one shady girlfriend spilling tea just cracked open a pipeline of pure legal chaos. And now, it's not just Bambi versus Scrappy. It's Scrappy versus the entire state of Georgia, a growing online movement, and allegedly Child Protective Services. Let's rewind to just 48 hours after Part 2's explosion. The court documents Bambi filed? Yeah, those got flagged by someone in the Department of Family and Children's Services. Why? Because within those filings were screenshots and statements referencing unsafe environments, unmonitored overnight visits, and the big one, Scrappy allegedly leaving the kids with unauthorized caretakers while he went to a club appearance. And according to sources, CPS doesn't play when names like Mama D and random girlfriends start getting thrown around in custody documents. Now, to be clear, there's no confirmed investigation yet, but insiders say that a formal inquiry has been opened, and both parties might be facing emergency home evaluations. Yep, that means background checks, drug testing, and home inspections. And suddenly, Scrappy's little soft life Instagram posts are starting to look a lot like exhibits. And while that was unfolding, the internet did what it does best, got involved. A Change.org petition titled "Protect the Kids, Suspend Scrappy's Visitation Until Further Review" launched and racked up 14,000 signatures in under 24 hours. The description reads, "We are tired of seeing children used as props in reality TV drama." This petition demands the courts take a deeper look at Scrappy's recent behavior, leaked content, and overall stability as a co-parent. Baby, that's not just fan drama. That's public pressure, and Georgia family courts are known to listen when the public starts making noise. But wait, it gets worse. Because the burner account, They weren't done. They posted again. This time was something that made the blog sprint to repost. A screenshot of Scrappy allegedly negotiating with Mona over hush money. Yes, you read that right. The caption on the post said, "You wanted receipts? Here's the bag he offered me to delete the clips." And right there, in full blurry iPhone glory, was a Cash App message for $7,500 labeled for peace and quiet.